There is a new claim circulating about Meghan Markle, and it concerns a request that would place King Charles in a genuinely difficult position. For some time now, Harry and Meghan's public ventures have struggled to find an audience. Media deals, podcasts, and public appearances have not delivered the impact either of them expected. Harry has tended to point to the British press as the reason for this. Yet critics make a simpler argument. Audiences themselves decide whether a project succeeds, and no amount of blame placed on the media changes that outcome. It is worth remembering Meghan's own words in her interview with Oprah Winfrey when she said royal titles meant little to her. That position shifted considerably once the subject turned to the Earl of Dumbarton title for her son, and shifted again when the conversation moved to security. What began as concern for her family became in practice a continuing demand for protection arrangements in the UK. That security question remains unresolved. With Keir Starmer's resignation and Shabana Mahmood's position still uncertain within government, security priorities for Harry are unlikely to move forward. Political attention is elsewhere, and an arrangement for a prince who stepped back from royal duties is not high on anyone's list. Has Harry damaged his own position with the institutions he once relied upon? Many would say so. His dealings with British politicians and officials have not always been carefully judged, and the result is fewer allies within the establishment than he once had. The Invictus Games face their own pressures too. Questions are being raised about whether public interest will hold and whether the event itself is becoming associated more with Harry and Meghan than with the veterans it was created to support. That is not a comfortable position for an organisation built around service personnel rather than celebrity. Now to the central claim. According to a source close to the situation, Meghan is said to want an official photograph featuring herself, Harry, King Charles, and both children together, should a UK visit take place. Beyond that, she is reported to want individual photographs of Archie and Lilibet with their grandfather, along with a separate image of both children together with the king. Is this simply a grandfather wanting to know his grandchildren, or is there more to it? That is the question many are now asking. This request follows recent images of King Charles with his other grandchildren, including gifts linked to Princess Charlotte and the children's range now sold at Highgrove and Buckingham Palace. Those images are believed to have frustrated Meghan, who has largely kept her own children out of view, most recently in a photograph where they appeared turned away from camera. There is a precedent here worth noting. Harry and Meghan reportedly wanted a photograph with the late Queen Elizabeth II and were unable to secure one despite repeated attempts. This new request appears to revisit that same ambition, this time directed at the king. Should it happen, the moment puts His Majesty in a delicate spot. As a grandfather, he may simply want contact with children he barely knows. As king, he must consider how any image might be used once it exists, regardless of agreements or restrictions placed upon it. Photographs, once taken, are difficult to fully control. Could this simply be a private keepsake, as some would argue? Or could it become something used for public benefit later on? Past experience with this family suggests the question is a fair one to ask. What this moment reflects more than anything is the continuing distance between Harry, Meghan, and the wider royal family. Trust has not been rebuilt, and a request like this one shows just how far reconciliation still has to go. Do you believe King Charles should agree to this request, or does it carry too much risk for the monarchy? Share your view in the comments below.